Welcome back to another episode of the Compliance Alliance Business Ally Spotlight. And I'm delighted to have Rich in the studio here with me. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Lynn, how are you?
I'm doing great and glad you could be here with us as one of our allies. And for those that don't already know you, could you introduce yourself and your company?
Yeah, glad to be an ally. My name is Rich Sherry. I work at Kangarootime in the head of sales and marketing. So been here about 2 years with Kangarootime, but I say I've been in this space for 10 years as a parent and a professional. So that counts, right?
It absolutely does count. Both sides of the table on that one for
That's
sure.
right.
So, Kangarootime, for those that don't already know, I mean, you're a very prominent, recognizable brand. What is it that your company does and provides?
Yeah, so we were originally founded, Scott Wayman, our founder, back in 2015, actually, around the management system. So the CCMS side of things. So we have worked with a variety of customers over a decade and really developed a great product, intuitive product around the management of the center, everything from tuition management, enrollment, billing, classroom management, all that sort of stuff. But recently, we acquired a company called Clay, whose primary focus was around educators and children. So we're very, very excited. That happened 2 or 3 months ago. Don't quote me on that. But so we're still early days with Clay, but the exciting thing about that is now we can layer in a big, big way, the educator role and importance within a center or a business combined with the management system in order to really help those directors, lead teachers, owners thrive in their business, right? So the big thing is for giving the right information and data to the right people at the right time and making it as intuitive and seamless as possible. So again, just want to reiterate, we're super excited for Clay to be joining the Kangarootime family, specifically around how we can now help your educators thrive in the classroom, connect with the children, the
Yeah,
families. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
that's great, Rich. And what I appreciate about Kangarootime and the vision of the company is you're always innovating.
Yeah.
And from a center management perspective, you said something that really caught my attention is also around the data, being able to use that information to run your program, to really look at areas where there might be some gaps. And of course, at the Compliance Alliance, we're always vigilant around areas of best practice when it comes to compliance. So maybe you could share a bit about the lens of compliance in the environment that you serve.
Yeah, so on the management side, we definitely the information and the technology is critical to proving compliance, right? Or when you have a licensor come in, it's really easy to export the data, show that you're on top of your game, you're following the rules. So always top of mind for us at Kangarootime because that's a big part of the day-to-day operation out there. With Clay. We're now able to equip educators with a variety of tools and technology from the ECE coach, typing in any question related to this particular space. It could be policies, procedures, and also how they can sort of handle challenging behaviors. So there's a lot there, but ultimately, what that helps educators do is understand, you know, what they should be doing in the classroom, how best to address issues. Is there any professional training
Yeah.
opportunities from the director level? So now you have that entire scope with Kangarootime, including Clay, and in a variety of flavors from a compliance standpoint that we're continuing to build forward in, and we're excited about.
Well, and we're excited too, because you're contributing to the best practice library, for lack of a better word. But really, I think that when it comes to compliance, it's one of the few areas where we don't have to be as concerned about sharing our competitive advantage.
Right.
because when it comes to best practice and safety and compliance, we as an industry all need to be on top of our game. So we're definitely motivated by making sure that we're sharing what those best practices are. And to key off of something else that you said, I've had the privilege of playing around in clay. And I would say that, I'm barely skimming the surface, but you mentioned something about professional development. And in some of my experimenting, you can type in questions around a particular topic that you really want to highlight as part of maybe your staff meetings or professional development. Do you want to talk at all about how that looks for those that haven't had the chance to experience it?
Yeah, so you would go into the product. It's a web-based product, and you would type in any variety of question. It's essentially think of it as, almost like a ChatGPT type AI-driven technology. And we've developed some pretty robust guardrails in the background so that the answers that come are appropriate for early childhood education. And the story I always use is, you go into the coach, the ECE coach in Clay, and you type in how do I handle a 2-year-old biting little Susie, and it'll give you a step-by-step process on how to handle that based, age appropriate answers written at a 5th or a 7th grade level, so it's legible, grammatically correct. Versus if you were to go out into the wild, so to speak, and ask, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever one, same question. A lot of the times, we did get an answer back that said, bite them back softly. Like, how do you handle a bite, or you bite them back softly, right? So that's an example that resonated with me when I was getting to know Clay, because my son actually was the bitee. So yeah, he was not the biter, but apparently he had a taste that somebody enjoyed, kind of deal. But it's one of those things where any variety of question, spelling errors aside, it can handle, like, help me write a training regimen for this topic. It'll spit out a training regimen for that topic. Help me write a policy, a late fee policy. Help me with an employee there was a question that came in, because we have access to the questions in the background, as you can imagine. We don't share who submits the questions though, right? But we
We
do
got
we do have access to these questions. And one of the questions that came was like, hey, help me with a lead teacher who's always telling everybody else what to do and does nothing. And like it came, the answer was really impressive. For if you think about it, educators today, the inexperience it's apparent. There's that flip. Miss Susie, who's been there 25 years, is retiring. You have young, uh, arguably inexperienced educators coming in, and they don't know necessarily how to handle situations. Top that with child needs are just, they're heading in the other direction, right? From a behavioral need, just attention need. And I would say parents want to be more involved now than ever too. So all that to say, we equip the educator to thrive. We help on the compliance side of things, to kind of bring it back, Lynn, to your question. Um, there's monitoring of the questions. There's categorizations of the questions. These questions can be put to work and like, hey, what do my teachers need to know? What types of professional development can I develop that's approved, so they can continue on their professional development journey, improve the educator in the classroom, and then everything. I'm a big believer that the quality of teachers and the ability to connect with the children sets anybody apart in the market, in their community. And Clay helps, and so does, and then wrapping it back to compliance, same thing.
Yep.
You need those professional development hours on the teacher side of things for a reason. For a reason. Safety, number one here in Buffalo locally. We had a
Yes.
center just get shut down because of some bad practices, right, on the compliance side, for sure. But like that, to your point earlier, very, very important.
Yes, well, we will have to set another session to really go into the aspects of the AI, because decisions need to be made faster than ever. Like you said, safety is always the priority, but sometimes we get distracted. I shouldn't say distracted, that's the wrong word. sometimes safety falls off of the priority list when it's things like enrollment and hiring and other things that keep the doors open. We understand that, but when does safety become the number one priority? As soon as there's an issue,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah. Too late.
For your staff and externally for your family. So
Right.
we'll unpack that in a future episode. But as an ally, can you share with our audience why you chose to become a business ally with the Compliance Alliance?
Well, because you, Lynn, of course. No, no. So I think it's big for I'm a big believer in our mission here at Kangarootime and what we get up every day thinking about and it's very important to partner with organizations that share that same DNA and connectivity, right? And Compliance Alliance very much falls into that camp. So I'll speak for you here, Lynn, but you get up every day and you worry about compliance partially because that's how to run a center, a successful center and a successful school, right? Kids need to be safe. You need to follow the rules and make sure that the families have confidence in your brand. So yeah, I think just aligning philosophically is key to Kangarootime Compliance Alliance, very much top of mind in that regard. And then there is, you mentioned it earlier, safety is not a concern until it is. And I feel like there's this need in the market that candidly, like you're addressing now, Lynn, with the Compliance Alliance, but really hasn't been addressed at the level where it should be. So we're big fans of the Compliance Alliance at Kangarootime. We believe in what you're doing. And ultimately, we just want to make the greatest experience and success for our centers, owners, directors, teachers, and you're in the same boat. So that's why we're here today, and we're looking forward to where this goes.
Likewise, well, we share that passion and look forward to having you on a future segment. And I'd like to close out, all of my interviews, I want to close out just with something fun. I call this a rapid fire because everyone kind of has preferences and you get to get some insights to the person. So if I were to say dog or cat, which would you choose and why?
Okay, so does it need to be a short answer? Okay, so I've gotten the you look like a dog guy, but I've grown up with cats. I don't know what it is. I have cats. I very much enjoy my cat right now, but I could get a dog. The only thing that scares me a little bit about a dog is the level of maintenance, let's call it. I have two children as well. I love them dearly. But a cat is a little less maintenance and more independent. So I would say cat.
All right, we'll go with cat. Fair answer. And then mountain or ocean?
If I had to use my past experience as a predictor, I would say ocean. Yeah. So I always say I'm not much of a beach guy, but I would love to go on the beach and just sit in the shade under an umbrella all day long. I'm not like, I can't be out there in the sun all day, but I've aspired to go to the mountains hiking. I have yet to execute on that aspiration. So we'll go with ocean for now.
All right, and last, dawn or dusk? Do you have a preference of one over the other?
Um, I like dawn because there's a new opportunity feeling with it, right? It's one of those things where anything can happen, and yeah, but we'll go with dawn.
We'll go with dawn. Well, the early riser, the start of the day, the dawn of the new day. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
well, great. Thanks so much, Rich. And again, all the best to the Kangarootime peeps and keep up the good work that you're doing. And we look forward to having you on future episodes
Yeah, thank you, Lynn. Take care. Have a great day.
too.